It's time to rank Kirby bosses and mini bosses, I suppose. Okay. Let's put the music on and let it rip. Hey, it's the whale. I think it's the whale from Kirby 64. I don't know if it's also. I believe it's the one from 64 and Dreamland 3. I mean it's an orca. Literally, the word orca backwards is its name. It's acro, but at the same time, kind of annoying to fight. Because you have to fight it underwater. Kirby 64 does it better than Dreamland 3, but I think I think this covers both of them. I will say. I think this covers both of them. I didn't bother changing any of the tiers. I'm gonna be so real. I just sort of pulled it up. Normally, if I planned the tiers out in advance, I would have done it, but yeah, I kind of just... I didn't really think about much for this. But maybe I will. Maybe I'll change the tiers we do it. But as it stands, especially in Dreamland 3, this boss is annoying. But then again, I'm not the biggest fan of Kirby's Dreamland 3 in terms of the actual gameplay of the game. But I mean, hey, it's a fun whale, and that saves it from being completely bottom tier. Orcas are cool. Okay. We have, Ado, also from Kirby's Dreamland 3. Which is, notably, separate from Adeline from Kirby 64, even though they are heavily implied, but not confirmed to be the same person. I think we'll rank them together either way. But yeah, I will say, since some of these characters are also like, or some of these bosses are also like characters in their own right, they kind of get an advantage for being a character as well. But yeah, I think, I mean, Ado's a fun boss. Like the boss gauntlet boss, and then you just slide kick them once all the mini bosses that you fight them against are dead. Same with, that's it. These two are pretty much the same boss. I guess they have slightly different drawings, but they're pretty much the same like idea for a boss. I just think Kirby 64 plays a little better than Dreamland 3. But I guess A for Adeline, and then I don't know if I'll rank them in tiers. I think I'll do B for Ado just because of the fact that her game is a little less fun for me to play. We have Void, also known as God. I'm going to be so real, I have fought Void once. One single time. And that was the first and only time I did Soul Melter EX in Star Allies. So, I mean, I remember a lot about it, but I also don't remember, like, I know the fight is difficult, but it's also been long. It's been a long time since I did that. But I like the lore implications of the boss. Very cool. Also, very good theme. Oh, that's another thing. I should be rating them on their themes if they have a unique theme. Which, Kirby 64 boss theme and the general Kirby Dreamland 3 boss theme for these two. And, specific theme for Adeline. As I think Adeline gets bonus points just because she's also a character, which you could argue Ado is as well, but you know, quite unsure. But yeah, Void. I wish I remembered more about its fight in terms of what I did when I played it, but I said I like the lore implications and I like the music, so yeah. This fucking thing, this Firebird, I don't remember its exact name, but it just makes me think of that Fire Bat from Amazing Mirror. I'm assuming repurposed assets, but the Fire Bat also I don't think is here. So, I mean... yeah, no, that Fire Bat's not here. Guess that's why when you're a mini-boss. As I said, I genuinely don't think all the bosses are here. If only because, I do not see a pair of hands. And by that, I mean, I don't know if I see Master Hand and Crazy Hand. But, yeah, I mean, the fight's kind of annoying considering you're in lava. There's the trees, the boss. Hey, there's a lot of different versions of Wispy Woods. There's the real Wispy Woods, there's Twin Woods, there's Tropic Woods from Forgotten Land. And then as I said, there's others. There's when they turned him into a fucking robot. But yeah, I should just say I don't remember really liking this guy. I'm pretty sure I typically fight him with Tornado. Buff Dedede, very, very funny. And it's a nice introductory boss to Kirby Star Allies as well. I think this is specifically Buff Dedede and not King Dedede as a whole because this is King Dedede as a whole. Same with Meta Knight here. But yeah, Buff Dedede is a fun fight. Is there... Oh yeah, there's Parallel Dedede, who's technically separate as well. But yeah. Good theme, funny swole bird, and fun to fight. That's a good introductory boss as well. I think, you know what? Yeah, I'll put you next here. I feel like I should remember more about this boss, considering I played Kirby's Epic Yarn twice, but nope. I'm pretty sure you unravel him from the head down. And that's about it. Kirby's Epic Yarn's on a weird spot where I played it twice. Yeah. That's pretty much all I have to say for it. It's in a weird spot. I played it twice. Epic Yarn and Extra Epic Yarn. Also, it's pogging out of its mind. One like this other. This is longer than DLC gets a nuke. Oh yeah. I mean, there's Juno, Meteor, and Alphalis, but they're not here. There's regular Alphalis and I feel like I saw Chaos Alphalis earlier, but maybe my brain was just seeing things. Anyway, yeah, this guy, this squid, I think it's actually called Kapamari, now that I think about it. It's... Alright, Kirby's Epic Yarn's a weird game where it's not even really that difficult. I'll stick to here. Chameleon. I made you a really annoying boss in Balatro, but that has no bearing on you. I like your design. I like the gimmick of the paint ability, uninvisibilizing you, but I also don't like that you can go invisible in the first place. Also, they fucking killed Chameleon, based on the one fossil from that one Kirby Air Raiders track. Lamau. Per Chameleon. But, you know, I mean, solid B, I guess. B for Bamilio hey, it's this... It's, Robot Whisper Woods, Clanky Woods. I mean, this is a pretty cool boss for the first boss of Kirby Planet Robobot. And hey, Robobot is a very cool game. There's a reason it's my favorite Kirby game. Yeah. Cool boss fight. And use it, you know, it's in the best Kirby game, so... Yeah. Coraline, I guess she gets bonus points for also being an actual character as well as a boss. But if I feel like if I put her too high, I will not beat the furry allegations. I say allegations, I don't think anybody's really called me one, but you know. Yeah, she gets bonus points for being a real character too. I do like using Ranger in her boss fight too. That is fun. But yeah, what else do I have to say? I think I'll leave it there as is, I guess, yeah. I think Coraline fits well there. And this guy, I think his name is actually Claykin. Oh, hey, speaking of Forgotten Land music. Yeah. You know, I liked Rainbow Curse. Weirdly, I don't really remember fighting this boss. Like, I kind of remember fighting the boss, and I know I did because I beat the game. But also, like, I don't really have outstanding memories of fighting this boss. I guess it's a boss. I'll stick you in... See? This guy, kind of annoying. Coily Rattler. Like, also, not a very... I will say, not a very creative name. In my opinion. It's just kind of very snake-like. It's like, it's very much how you describe a snake. Oh, it's a coily rattler. But yeah, I just remember being kind of annoying. Especially, I think you only hit it in the head for a lot of damage. Wow, there's so many fuckers here. I'm gonna have to speed up. Oh god. C for coily rattler. Honestly, this one also kind of an annoying boss. I like the idea, but Kirby Superstar definitely has that issue where it's really hard to actually hit it with a lot of abilities. So it's, yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of it. I like the idea of it though. Computer Virus is funny. I like Computer Virus. It's silly and very RPG mimicry. Also, you know, technically a unique boss theme in that it's a sort of like emulated 8-bit version of the Kirby Superstar boss theme. Oh yeah, actually, hold on. Yeah, that's it. There's like no real rhyme or reason to these bosses. Wait a minute. No. Yeah, I said I guess I should preface this. I should have prefaced it earlier by saying, hey, this is not all the bosses because I just found this one. Here we got Corrupt Highness. Highness. Very red and black and evil all over you. Definitely more difficult than regular Highness, that's for sure. He still does the funny, I don't think he's not quite as memorable as Highness, who does the fucking massive run into Happy Birthday, which is pretty funny. I know we're ranking Corrupt Highness as well, but... this is... What do I want to do? I mean, still a decent fight though. Fought him a decent amount of times, more than I honestly remember. Because he's in the True Arena, or the Soul Melody X and Heroes in Another Dimension. Honestly, maybe I'm due for another replay of Kirby Star Allies. It's been a while. I just remember that one stage that plays Orange Ocean's theme. But yeah, maybe I'm due for a replay on this, but hey. And then there's Dark Crafter, who kind of is just a boss. Very much pointing... Oh. I like his theme. His theme is banger, but Dark Crafter itself is kind of... It just kind of. It kind of is. So I think it stays at C, but has a good theme. If it wasn't for the good theme, it'd probably be in D tier. Dark Daroch, definitely difficult. Sorry, I just saw the next one up and I'm like, wait a minute. But yeah, Dark Daroch, pretty difficult. But unless you have Tornado. Tornado is pretty broken. Also, pretty cool color palette too. Does have the disadvantage of being in Kirby Sweet Squad, but it's probably the better of the two final bosses. We'll get to the final boss though. Actually, I think Dark Daroch is technically the boss of World 7? Or no? No. Meta Knight's the boss of World 7, you go to World 8, you fight Dark Daroch, and then you fight... yeah, Dark Knight be last. Yeah, no. Okay. Okay. But yeah, definitely the better of the two final bosses in Squeak Squad. And then we have, I think this is specifically Kirby's Dream Land 3 King DDD. As evidenced by the fucking eye in his stomach. Considering the fact that there's also, you know, regular DDD and buff DDD. And, DDD clone from Planet Robot. Yeah, we definitely need to speak up. Oh, hey! Kirby boss team. But yeah, we have DDD Dreamland 3. I wish I had more. I'm gonna be honest, I do wish I had more to say on these bosses. But I do like Kirby Dreamland. I do like the King DDD team from this game, and it's a decent fight. Again, held back by Kirby Dreamland 3 as a game, but I like the fight. And ooh, Dark Matter Blade from Kirby's Dreamland 2. Hey, you know how in Zelda you like to play fucking tennis with Ganondorf? Yeah, this boss is kind of like that, except you just serve the ball back once. And you do a lot of damage to it. But it's, you know, different. You can do chip damage with the sword, but unlike most bosses, it does take more damage from reflecting its attacks back. Which is a unique mechanic. Very few bosses have something like that. I'll be fair. I'll be very fair. Very few bosses have something like that. So it does get bonus points there. As these aren't really rated in their tiers, though, I will say. And then Dark Matter. I'll say the real final form for Dreamland 2, and also, you know, the fighting Dreamland 3. It's decent. I will say the Dreamland 2 fight is interesting because it's on a timer. Also, this guy looks cool as hell. Edgy, but cool. But yeah, Dark Matter is pretty cool. Pretty good lore-based boss. Actually. Okay, no, I think I won't move it, but yeah. As far as I've done more Dark Matter, but honestly, it's been a while since I did anything notable with Dark Matter that wasn't, like, implication and stuff. But yeah. Oh, hey, Dark Matter Knight. Hey, we fought you, like, a couple months ago. This is, like, the first of... Actually, this is, like, the first amazing mirror boss we've encountered. But yeah. Low-key, kind of annoying to fight. I feel like... I feel like I almost always get kind of clowned on when I fight it. Unless I just get really lucky. Or I have the smash ability, but, you know. But yeah, I mean, quite difficult. Which, I'll give him that. He does have difficulty on his side. And, I like that they differentiate him more from regular Meta Knight. Where's regular Meta Knight? Right there. I'm not gonna put Meta Knight here, but yeah, like, there's the eye scar, there's the torn wings. Obviously, the color palette. The sword's different as well. I like that they differentiate him. It's not just like a clone that's a different color. But yeah. It's a difficult but decent fight. Hey, you got to reappear in Kirby Star Allies. And hey, Darkmine, who... You know, I think Darkmine can go right next to Dark Meta Knight. I know they're not rated in their tiers, but they go right next to each other. And then Dark Nebula, who is certainly a fight that exists. Do I give it D tier? Does Dark Nebula make the first D tier? It's kind of underwhelming. Pretty underwhelming, actually. Played in the first final boss here, it's pretty underwhelming. Probably more underwhelming than Dark Crafter. Especially since you're given, especially since Sweet Squad also has some pretty fucking broken abilities. Like, Tornado in Sweet Squad is insane. Triple Star's pretty good once you know how to use it. And the game gives you Triple Star for this fight. That is not a case of, oh, you might not have it though. No, the game gives you Triple Star for the fight. But yeah, no, I think Dark Nebula gets the B tier. Also, it's a pretty bad card in Bellatrol. Because it's Seance. Don't know why I did that. But, regular Daruch. Yeah, it's regular Daruch does have, like, character and reappears in games. I'll give him a nice, solid little A here. Decent fight. Cool design. Good Bellatrol card. I'm not concerned with launcher cards when I rank them. I just think it's funny to mention it. I mean, if that was the case, then Adeline would be pretty bad considering she's the replacement for Paradolia. But yeah. And then, this is DDD Clone from Planet Robot. Pretty fun. The fact that it starts off as like one big clone and then just sort of make processes down to smaller ones is a neat idea. Not many Kirby bosses do that kind of thing. And hey, we covered that kind of thing during Slay the Spire earlier, didn't we? Yeah. I guess set in A tier as well, because I like the fight. Drossius Soul. Once you learn how to fight Drossius Soul, it's actually pretty enjoyable. It just might take a little bit to learn how to fight it. But yeah, no. Easily fun. Held back by being Canvas Cursor. Not that Canvas Cursor is a particularly bad game, but I did not play it in the best way since I had to use my mouse cursor. Because my DS has the ability to get the mouse up to it. Smile, thumbs up. Same with Drossius Sorceress. But I do like the design of Sorceress more. Dynablade. I'll be honest, I like the design of Dynablade. I don't really like fighting her though. She's kind of annoying to fight. Trying to hit her head with some of those abilities in Kirby Superstar is kind of irritating. Much better in the air raid games, but definitely kind of irritating in the platformers, that's for sure. Like the design though. Like the design, I'll give her that. Fetophilis, cool theme, cool boss. Very good ending for the first 3D Kirby game. Very, very epic. Yes. And then the beginner boss from Epic Yarn, Fangora. I'm pretty sure I named my Shiny Duraludon in Scarlet and Violet after this thing. I'm not sure why. But I did. But yeah. You know, I don't know why I'm paying this here. It's a nice beginner boss for Epic Yarn, yeah. It's decent. This guy, who I think is Fatty Puffer? Question mark? Let me double check that. I know that there's Fatty Whale, hold on. Yeah, it's Fatty Puffer, I was correct. Yes. I'll be real, I don't really remember all that much about the fight. Other than there's that one attack where he just fucking blasts water at you out of his mouth. Just blah. And I think he does the rolling attack. But yeah, I think go with B tier. Fatty Whale, this is the boss that teaches you how to block in Kirby Superstar, but otherwise it's just kind of irritating. Fecto Fargo is a very interesting boss. Not what you'd expect from not what people would expect from a Kirby game. People who expect, like people who play Kirby games know to expect it. People who have played a Kirby game would not expect that. Very funny. An interesting runaway fight. I just wish the boss had a little more health. You know, also, I'm going to grab all of the Mage Sisters and kind of rate them together. Not like together, but like as a group. Because there's also the one boss where they are in a group. Although I will say, I don't think there's the group. Oh no, there's a group version of them right here. Never mind. Okay. We'll consider that the group version of them. We'll rate them individually here. I will say, as we may or may not know, Francisca is my favorite of them. I like her the most. Flamberge is not that far behind. Cool and Red and totally, absolutely not in lesbians with each other. They very much are. First time you see him. It's like, it's very holy shit, but if you've not been a Kirby game before, it's so much like, what the fuck? But yeah, yeah, these two. I don't think she's that much worse, but I do like her more. I do like Francisca more, and this differentiates the two. Although I do like Flamberge. As I said, I'll probably place them with that because they are like only so there's real freaked out Blackhead. Yeah, that'll happen. I was used to the horrors by this point, so I was fine. Yay! But yeah, Zanparzon, I don't think she's that much worse. She's still decent. Also, this is kind of appropriate that I managed to place them all together. But yeah, no, they're still solid characters. As I like them all, I just like her the most. And now we have King Dedede and Meta Knight, two Peas in the Pod who will also raid together. King Dedede obviously has a lot of classic battles in the series. And is also a character in his own right. He's a pretty dang cool character, too. Same with Meta Knight. I think by virtue of it, they will. What the fuck is that? Yeah, imagine how that feels to be like a new. Like, that is how it feels to be a new person, not your first Kirby game. Like, damn. I wasn't surprised by it. I think I was a little surprised by it, but it was very much like a, oh, that's fucked up. But I can see that happening. But yeah, yeah, I'm gonna keep these two together. But these two are definitely like up there, because you know they're just good all-round characters as well, and they keep recurring. There's a reason they keep recurring. Flowery Woods from Kirby Trouble Deluxe, another solid introductory boss. Look who it is. Teaches you about the 3D spaces in Smash Bros. Understandable. Yeah, I think it's a decent, pretty solid boss that teaches you about the whole 3D planes part for bosses. Galatonite. I like Galatonite. I think he's cool. He just kills shit. He just wants to kill. He does not know where he is. All he knows is that he must kill. After all, he may destroy a planet or two, but such is life. And then we have this guy. I think it's Gigavolt from Planet Robot. Pretty fun. It's a bit easy, honestly. He's pretty simple, but he's kind of fun to just like have a robot armor exclusive boss. I'll give him that, but he's pretty simple. So he goes down here. Then we have this shark. This shark is funny because if you do it right, you always have a UFO for it, and it's so easy to defeat with the fucking UFO. Like, it's so easy to beat with the UFO, but, you know, it's a shark. With an inner tube, because apparently it can't swim. But, yeah, no, I think it's still decent. Goldon and Silvox, and you know what, we'll grab Pawn and Con. Where are they? I know I saw them earlier. Where the hell are they? He enjoys it. It's interesting because it's weird because he's not technically done anything particularly villainous on camera. It's just very much an informed, oh, this guy can destroy planets. But he's never inherently done anything villainous. The first time you fight him, it's because Meta Knight wants to fight him. He wants to fight the strongest warrior in the galaxy, Galactonite, and Meta Knight wins. Second time, he just shows up in the true arena for Kirby's Return to Dreamland. Why? Because he just does, I guess. Then again in Planet Robobot, when the fucking Star Dream in that is like, if you want to be the new there's a word, administrator, the new administrator, fight these bosses 3, and the third one is Galatonite. And the Galatonite just says, hey, fuck you, Stardream, and just fucking guts it like a fucking fish. Oddly enough, doesn't kill it. But yeah. And then there's Super Kirby Clash, where he's actually technically referred to as the Aeon Hero. Yeah, he doesn't fight the honest things. But hey, he's still cool. Sometimes he just kills. He's bored. I think I know which one you're talking about because of one of my friends who's very much loves FF14. Where the hell is the regular one of these guys? I know I saw them earlier. Where are they? There they are. Fucking no background having ass. Okay. Con and Con as they show up. I think they show up in Remind 3. Maybe Kirby 64. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I think they do. Sorry, I was since I was on the page for Fatty Popper, it's Fatty Whale from earlier. No, sorry, Fatty Popper. No, I was on the page from him earlier, and I happened to be down at the names in other languages section, and I saw that apparently the German name for him is Dicklip. I probably pronounced that terribly, but it translates to thick lip, or meaning is thick lip, and I just saw that. I'm like, I don't know if I can contain myself there. Shapes? Which shapes? This shapes? Or this shapes? So the first one or the second one, I guess. Cool. Well, they're technically two different bosses. Not to not answer your question. But what are they? This one's from Planet Robobot, this one's from Kirby 64. We're actually almost there. Actually, no, we'll do them next, because those are kind of similar bosses. Well, actually, no, they're functionally completely different, but they look similar. But yeah, let's do these two. Pon and Con. I don't want them to be in B tier. I'll put them there for now while I look up to see what games they were in. I know they were in Dreamland 3. Maybe they were in Dreamland 2? And that's what I'm thinking of. Oh no, first game was Dreamland 3. Okay, so they were only in Dreamland 3 and Star Allies. Okay. Okay. But I mean, they're an interesting fight. I think they're decent. And Goldon and Silverfox are just a harder version of them. Not all that much difference between the two, to be honest. So they kind of just go together. Yeah. I know we have this is Pix from Kirby 64. Definitely helps with the. I mean, this one's interesting. You can only, I think it's, as far as I'm aware, you can only damage the red one with like the red, like attacks that leaves over, green with the green ones and blue with the blue ones. Loki kind of training you for Miracle Manor later on, but we'll get there. But yeah, kind of interesting, kind of neat. But overall, it's not that unique. It's just, you know, that's a solid boss. And then Hall Defense API is very similar to Ado and Adeline from those games. Fun fact, I use this picture, despite the fact that this boss is technically Pix, I used this picture in the Hollow Defense API card. In the hologram replacement in the Blotro mode. So technically the boss should be called Pix, but I called it the Hollow Defense API. I kind of mashed the two together, even though that's not inherently accurate. Just kind of fudge things a little bit for that purpose. Mainly because there wasn't a particularly good version of, like a good picture of the Hollow Defense API on its own. Like, the only versions that are there are the ones with the boss, like, room backgrounds, and I don't really want to have to deal with trying to crop that shit out. I already did that a couple times, and my god, that was annoying. So I just used the one that had a background list thing in Pix. So yeah, that's why I used picks and just fudged his whole defense. Make a first deforestation terroristic crimes. I mean, Kirby has technically inhaled many trees, like several trees whole, as part of Hypernova and Kirby Triple Deluxe. That is technically something that happened. But yeah, those two are just solid. I think Hall Defense AP is better mainly because it's just a nice little callback reference, but also it's fun. I like this one for being unique. I like this one because of what it like. I like the nostalgia and stuff. Yeah, then I'll be playing Goliath. It's okay, I guess. It's a Super Saiyan Simian, I guess. Best way to describe it. Speaking of Simians, we have Gorimondo, a nice opener boss for Kirby in the Forgotten Land. Still decent. Decent intro boss. We have the Grand Doomer now. Pretty solid fight. Good theme as well. I like his theme. Yeah. I think this one only goes up to 2022, and still forget some of them before then. Because I would like to note there are none of the bosses from the Magalore epilogue. Like, it goes up to Forgotten Land, and that's kinda it. But yeah, I don't need to be in C. That must be... Yeah, that is a good fight. Grand Mam. This is the one you fight on the Star Ally Sparkler, and it's a very... This is a fight that you kind of have to do in a very specific way. The game provides those ways for you, but it's kind of... just sort of a fight, like... You need certain abilities to do certain things, but the game will give you those abilities to do those things, so it's just kind of like, okay. It's fun to fight on the Sparkler, but that's kind of it. The reactor from the Halberd, kind of unique in that you need to get it to shoot itself with the lasers. Not many bosses have that kind of gimmick, where you have to make them attack themselves. So give it that. It'll be more brutal. I'm just trying to think. The thing is, there's not really many that I dislike. Although, I think Dark Nebula is like, he's the final boss, and he's just kind of underwhelming. He's underwhelming, but at least he has a theme that I really like. This one's annoying, this one's annoying, this one is annoying, this one... Actually, this one's saved from C tier by the fact that it's a fucking Orca. This one's kind of annoying. This one I just don't remember all that much about. Dana Blade's annoying. But I like the design. Heavy Lobster is pretty fun. You can technically defeat Heavy Lobster like 3 times in Kirby Superstar, but you don't have to beat it the first time you fight it. It's possible, but you don't have to. Also, the funny gimmick where if you use paint on it, it gets blinded. It does have that funny gimmick going for it, kind of like Chameleon Arm, but yeah. This guy, Heavy Mole. Heavy Mole. Kind of annoying, actually. I don't like the arena that you fight it in. I like the idea, but the fact that it's just randomly going up and down is very annoying, and it can just, like, take out the ground beneath you. Like, it's an auto-scroller boss fight. It's pretty irritating. Although you can get Hammer in the fight, you could also potentially get Sleep. Just need to know the color of the rocket. I'll be so for real, I only vaguely remember fighting this guy. I have, like, no memory of this guy. I don't even remember his fucking name. You got the Claykin, you got Wispy Woods from that game, and you got this guy. Is this Hoop Lagoon? Yes, it is. But you know, I don't remember much about this guy. But because it's just like a ball. You kind of break the barriers to dash, like you dash into them to attack them, and yeah. Oh, this guy. I think that's Hot Wings. Notable for the fact that I named one Torchic when I played Pokemon Puffy Pink. that was funny. The other than that, it's a fiery bird. I do like birds. I do in fact like birds. So let's get the B tier. B for bird. Then we got HRH and HRE. You know, I like the idea that this is actually a 2-stage boss fight. Kind of think about it. I think it's the. Oh no, it's not the only. No, there's a lot of 2-stage boss fights in Kirby 64 though. Duh. Which is one. I think. Yeah, no, because Acro's a 2-stage boss fight. Duh. I think it's the only one that changes like completely when it becomes a 2-stage boss fight. Well, enough Kirby 64 music, even though it's technically Canvas Crush music. But yeah, no, I like the idea of this fight. It's fun. I also like how with certain combo abilities, I think it's the Fire Sword. You just kind of hold it above your head for this one, and you can just kind of damage it as it's running along, and you hold the Fire Sword above your head. It works. It does work. I feel like this boss only has like 3 attacks. Maybe I'm wrong, but it feels like it only has like 3 attacks. I don't know. But I mean, hey, they're not bad. Ice Dragon. I like Ice Dragon's design. I think he's a little cute dragon. Cute, silly, cute dragon of ice. I know that word's taking on a whole new meaning nowadays. But obviously I'm referring to the cold kind. No, the shit kind. But yeah, I mean, I like this dragon. Very silly and cute. Well, that also, you know, I'm gonna say I'll cover this elemental variants from Kirby, Super Kirby Clash, like the electric dragon. Ampharos. Yeah, hey. Then we have Calacia. Who, I mean, I like Calacia's design. The boss fight, it's alright, but I like her design and her theme. I prefer Calacia when she's not under Dark Crafter's possession. And I feel like her fight is a bit more memorable than Dark Crafter's, that's for sure. I say a bit, it's definitely more memorable than Dark Crafter's. But it's considering you actually have to, like, do stuff and not just collect stars and then just rocket charge. King Golem. Just Mirror World Wispy Woods. A solid introductory boss B tier. Krakow. Sometimes Krakow has an annoying fight, sometimes he has a cool fight. It's really dependent. But it's still pretty cool. I like Krakow. Sometimes. Yeah, this motherfucker is Kirby's biggest hater though, let's be real. This guy is Kirby's biggest hater. And then there's Krakow's Revenge from Kirby Superstar, which is just Krakow but stronger. It only appears in like one game. Maybe two if you want to get Krakow's Krakow DX from Kirby Triple Deluxe, but I consider that a different creature. But yeah, I'll just put that here because it's just Krakow, but more difficult. Lady Ivy. I want to say the boss fight was kind of annoying the second time around. The first time wasn't that bad, second time was kind of annoying, but maybe I'm just misremembering. Maybe it was annoying both times, or maybe it wasn't annoying. I will say it's a bit more difficult for me to rate the bosses in a Kirby game that I've only played like once or twice. And she's from Mass Attack, which I've only played once. But suffice it to say, I do remember her because of the fact that I made her the plant in Balatro. so I can never escape. But, yeah, I mean, I think it's okay. I guess it's solid okay. Landia. I like Landia. Landia is a fun one. Starts off as the four dragons. The four dragons. Dragon D's. And then when you take it below a certain amount of health, it splits off and splits off into the four. Did I say it starts off as one, splits off into four? I hope I did. That's what I mean. Starts off as one, splits off into four, and then like the attacks completely changed. They changed. Nice idea. And then when you beat it, you get to use it because it turns and helps you after somebody, a certain somebody who comes up soon, betrays you. But that somebody is not Leongar, who has a pretty cool fight as well. Also, it's a bit more of a. Does he have a character? I guess he's kind of. These two are. I think they're married, actually. I think lore calls them married. But yeah, I mean, still a pretty good fight. And he comes right before the fucked up version of this guy. Where, I mean, actually, he's kind of the fucked up in there, isn't he? Yeah. Lolo and La. They haven't actually shown up in that many games, all around anyway. But it's still decent. But yeah, okay, I think another solid B. A lot of B tiers, but that's just because I don't know what to talk about for some of them. But the boss fights are just decent. But yeah. Okay, hey, the lore. It's a shame we have to fight the lore. We spent all game reconstructing it, but then once again, a certain someone turns it on us. Certain someone who's about to arrive, actually. But yeah, no, that's a decent fight unless you're playing Revenge of Dreamland, but I'm not counting that because that certainly was a game that you could play. I think it was just too difficult. I know it was a difficulty hack for Kirby Return to Dreamland, but man, there are parts that just felt kind of obnoxious. But yeah, okay, but you know, good fight. I like this fight. Magman, very funny. I like the fucking vacant expression on Magman's face. But the actual fight itself, I think I remember being kind of irritating. I remember being pretty irritating. Magman gets saved from D tier by the fact that I think his vacant expression is funny, but an annoying fight. And hey, now we're finally at the Betrayer Man, who's actually a pretty good character all around, but fucking Magalore. Traitor Magalore is still Magalore, but there's the traitor for you. One who made us fight Landia and the lore. But hey, Magalore's a cool character. Definitely the cooler marks. Definitely the cooler marks. I kind of instinctively want to put in D tier, but I do kind of play up my distaste for marks. My distaste for marks is for one specific reason. And it's for a hypothetical specific reason as well. But I mean, as a character, he's solid. But yeah, no, I do think he's a little overblown. I said Magalore, the cooler marks for sure. But yeah. But yeah, then we have Magalore Soul, who is fairly difficult. Especially in the deluxe. Definitely a difficult fight, has some cool music too. Shame you can only find him at the end of the True Arena, which is a lot of effort to get through if you want to fight him every time. But it's a good fight. Speaking of souls, Mark's soul, who is definitely more difficult than Mark's. But I think he also cheesed it with stone, so... right, I cheesed Magalore's soul with sand. God, sand is broken. And then we have this thing. I think this is Mecha Crackle from Kirby Sweet Squad, who's just Crackle, but a robot. and has two faces, I guess. I don't really remember all that much different between it, but yeah. I guess. B. Oh, and then there's this guy, Mega Titan, who's a piece of shit, an annoying piece of shit. Unless you have an electric ability, in which case he's surprisingly easy. Especially if you have Beam. If you have Beam, he's so easy, but can be a really annoying piece of shit if you don't. And then this is, I think this is Mega Yin Yarn, or whatever his name is. I think it stands for all of them. I think. No, there's regular Yin Yarn. That's Mega Yin Yarn. Hold on. Let me double check. Yes, that's correct. Mega Yin Yarn. From what I remember at Mega Yin Yarn, you kind of just sit there and wail on him with the tank bot power up, which not really yeah, I don't really remember it being all that different. Kirby, the thing is, the problem with Kirby's Epic Yarn is that because you can't die in it, none of the bosses are really difficult if you're just doing a casual playthrough. If you're trying to get like beats through everyone, yeah, I can understand it's sucking, but like if you're doing a casual playthrough, it kind of just like, okay, none of these bosses are really hard. Which is why I don't think any Epic Yarn boss has gone above B in terms of the Epic Yarn exclusive bosses. It's just kind of like... Oh, nope, I grabbed the wrong one. But yeah, no, I think... Yeah, I think just because this one you just sit there wailing on him with a tank, it's just kind of... Yeah, I think it kind of hits D just because it's not a very... Interesting fight. Metal General. Actually, wait a minute. There's no HRD3 here. Wait. But yeah, I think I have to write this as just Metal General since HRD3 is so different. But yeah, this is the Metal General. I think he's a solid fight. I think he's anything too special, but he's a solid fight. Does inspire the security forces from Planet Robot. And fun enough, I think Metal General and Metal General EX take some tips from them in Return to Dreamland Deluxe. Which is funny. I'm double checking that. It's not possible I'm just making it up. But yeah, I mean, it's still a decent fight. Miracle Matter. Miracle Matter is it's a unique one. It's fun. As long as you know what you're doing. If you don't, then you're kind of, definitely gonna be stuck there for a while. But yeah, you need to use certain abilities against the correct form. I mean, if it's in its rock form, you'd be using rock. If it's in its fire form, you'd use fire against it, and so on and so forth. Or just spit the ability, start matching those ability back at it. Very unique for a boss like that, to be honest. So I think because of that, it gets up here. Very unique ability for that. Then we have... I think this is the mole from Amazing Mirror. It It's okay, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of all I have to say about it. It's okay, I guess. Okay, perhaps a little bit of bias for Morpho Knight here. Maybe a little bit of bias for Morpho Knight here. I think Morpho Knight is very cool and epic. Gee, I wonder why. It's a tough one, isn't it? I also think Morpho Knight EX is cool, design-wise. I only remember fighting him once, though. Or fighting it once, though. Cool design, though. Hey, Mr. Duder. He has a funny name. He likes to doot. And then there's Mr. Shine and Mr. Bright, since they're typically fought together. I remember when I played the games last. I thought these guys were really annoying, but no, they're definitely better than I gave them credit for. They can still be kind of annoying, but I don't think they're that annoying anymore. Necrodius. Cool theme. One of the few Kirby films to actually take Kirby genuinely seriously and try to kill him before the events of the game start. So give him that. Honestly, kind of a decent fight for Kirby Mass Attack. Then we have these two, Naruf and Nelly, who I'm pretty sure is just the Kirby's Dream Land 2 version of Pawn and Con. It's pretty much just the exact same boss, but they're wild boars. So, I mean, they kind of just go together, don't they? They're all very much similar bosses. Nightmare. Nightmare. I mean, Nightmare was technically only in 2 games. No, sorry, he's been in 3 games now as of Kirby Air Raiders. No, he's been a noble boss in 3 games. That's right. Although, interestingly, I don't think... Is Parallel Nightmare here? I don't see it. Yeah, no, I don't see Parallel Nightmare here, huh? Just regular. Oops. Well, I think it's a decent fight. First final boss to require a specific ability to beat. I'll give it that. Wait, what do you mean there's no Kabula here? What? Yeah, no, this sucks. I mean, we're already like 90%, oh, like 70% way through this list, but like, man, this boss ain't great if there's no Kabula. Hello? B tier. B tier for Nightmare. I think this is the heart of Nova? It's kinda hard to tell when it's this zoomed out, but I think it is. I mean, I think this was the first, like, real shmup fight. I guess you could argue Nightmare Orb from Kirby's Adventure was kind of a shmup boss, but this is the first proper, like, side-scrolling shmup. It's decent. It's pretty fun. For that reason alone, it's kind of unique. But yeah, no Kabula is very strange. Oh no, Kabula could be considered. No, Kabula is just like a Nightmare. Yeah, Nightmare Orb. Never mind. Well, I guess you could argue they're all shmup bosses, actually. Yeah, whatever. But you know, it's still pretty cool. You have to take out the 8 pillars surrounding his heart to destroy it. Kind of a unique idea since you're not really attacking it directly. Until Final Robot anyway, but that's a different one. Observer from Kirby Tilt and Tumble, who has surprisingly never ever who's never reappeared properly outside of Tilt and Tumble. Wonder why. Like, it's appeared as cameos and like stickers and stuff, but never actually. Never as a entity. But yeah, no, it's... The thing is, it's different, like, every time you fight it in the game. Like, it fights differently every single time. But it's okay. I will say, it does suffer from being, like, the only boss. Like, one of the only 3 bosses in Tumble. So I guess you could argue that with, Rainbow Curse, there's only, like, 3 bosses there. Same with Canvas Curse. We already covered, 2 of them from Canvas Curse. And here's the 3rd one from Canvas Curse, Paint Roller, who... Okay, actually, hold on. I'll cover these 2, since these 2 are pretty much identical bosses. Paint Roller and Wiz. I think I like the design for Paint Roller a little better. Just a little ball with roller skates and a cool hat. But Wiz is pretty much just... They functionally are the same. But they're decent fights. Although chasing them down can be a little annoying. They're still decent fights. Got a very large beat here for what it's worth. But yeah, not Drossia, sorry. This is Paintra. Similar to Drossia. I think I just like her design a little more. So she gets to be an A tier. Yay! Parallel Deity, who is just the buff Deity fight, but more difficult. It's no fun, but you know. It's pretty much it. It's pretty much what I was going for. It's just a more difficult version of the regular buff Deity fight. I think this is Parallel. Is this Parallel Krakow? I think it is. Yeah. The more difficult version of Krakow. Yeah, we're the parallel bosses. There's more difficult versions of the bosses from Star Allies. Yeah. Kind of like Corrupt Highness, actually. So it's probably just wiping them all together. Parallel Metal, they got the fucking Piss Helmet. Or Gold. Yeah, these are kind of all just the same. I have to make sure. Okay, no, we haven't rated Whispy Woods. I feel like if I rate this version of Whispy Woods higher than Whispy Woods, then there's a problem. But hey, we could. Hey, Waddle-Doo. Waddle-Doo is technically a boss, but this is not a Waddle-Doo that is emblematic of every other Waddle-Doo. Because this one just wants to fucking beat your ass with its bare hands. It wants to throw hands. It doesn't want to beam attack. But I mean, decent intro fight to Kirby 64. Like a proper intro fight to Kirby 64. Like the first mini-boss. And T-posing Waldo is funny. President Haltman. President Haltman is kind of a souped-up version of an earlier boss fight from Planet Robot, which we'll get to later. As you may be able to tell from the images. But, obviously the character in which, the boss fight is similar to, I like that other character more. But I still think President Haltman's fight is pretty good. Also, he kind of got fucking deleted from existence, quite literally. Deleted from existence by a goddamn computer. Oh, you fucking, I hate you. No. You suck. Bye, Pyrabbit. Eat my ass. Hey, Queen Sectonia. She's a fun fight. Also, very tragic story. Fun enough, Tyranza's not here. At least not from Team Kirby Clash Deluxe or Super Kirby Clash. Interesting. And then Soul Sectonia, who is arguably even more tragic. But I think this may be the only boss in the list that I've actually never fought. Huh. I played every Kirby game. But, like, the one thing I have not done... Actually, there's a couple things I've not done, mainly True Arenas or something. But, like, the one True Arena that I have not done a single version of is Triple Deluxe's. And she only appears in Triple Deluxe's True Arena. So I have technically never fought Soul of Sectonia. But again, I know that she's even more tragic than regular Sectonia, that's for sure. And also more difficult. I know she's way more difficult. Shadow Deity. Hey, you're from Triple Deluxe. Just kinda edgy Deity who works for Dark Manor Knight. Where did I put others? There I put Dark Manor Knight. Still a decent fight though. Thing is, its fight is pretty good because it's pretty much just a more difficult version of King Deity's fight from Triple Lux, and that fight's pretty good. So yeah. And then Shadow Kirby. We're going to be doing the Shadow Kirby versions from Kirby Fighters 2, which is interesting because it's a mirror boss. It basically just has the same ability as you. So it's interesting. It's kind of difficult to rate though. I think I clowned on it when I last fought Shadow Kirby in Kirby Fighters 2, but yeah, it's pretty much just a mirror boss and then it copies your ability and then you have to fight you. Basically, you just have to fight you. So yeah, I'll do that. And Silly Dillo. Fun fact about Silly Dillo. It is the only boss fight in the entire series that has a guaranteed one-hit kill attack. If it grabs you in its cage and you don't escape, that's it. One-hit KO. Or yeah. The only other thing that actually can like genuinely one-hit kill you is Chaos Elf Phyllis's super attack, like Supernova, from specifically the Ultimate Cup ZX. But even then, you literally have to be 1, on wild mode, and 2, you just have to kind of stand there and just eat the whole thing. Yeah, but still, you also have to, like, not mash out, but you know, it's still technically a one-hit kill. So I guess it gets niche bonus points for that, for a fun fact, but otherwise the fight is, it's okay. Teach you how to roll if you haven't already. And then we got Skull Lord. I think Skull Lord, I feel like that one was kind of irritating. I feel like it's been a bit, but I feel like it was a little annoying. Squashini, I like the presentation in this boss fight. Still an epic yarn boss, so it wouldn't be so good, but I like the presentation in it. What's the difference between a good epic yarn boss fight and a great epic yarn boss fight? Presentation. And hey, now we're at Stardream, and by extension, Stardream Solo S. My biases are showing. Fun fact, Stardream Solo S is the result of Galatonite just fucking almost bisecting the damn thing. You can kind of see the gash all the way down his body, kind of. Kind of hard to see when you're not that zoomed in. Which admittedly, I'm fairly zoomed in, but I can't zoom in too much more, otherwise I won't see the entire list. And yeah, okay, but yeah, no, great fight. I very much enjoy it. Also, solid top tier boss teams, final boss teams actually. And yeah, hey, that's the guy that deleted Holtman. Get it. Yeah, okay. Hey, my bias is showing again. I don't think I need to explain that one. And now we're on to the Anglerfish from Kirby Dream Land 2 called Sweet Sock. It's a decent fight if you have the fish with you, kind. It's a bad fight if you don't. Pretty annoying if you don't actually, but it's pretty good if you have kind. Because of that, it gets a split of difference in C. And now this is the group boss fight for the Mage Sisters, who, it's a fun boss, but man, when shit's happening, you start dropping frames. That boss fight can get very intense. The game gets quite laggy, quite slow during it. Still a fun fight though. I guess I got a split of differences as the 3 Mage Sisters in it, but yeah. Tropic Woods, fun fight. You know what? Okay, hold on. This is pretty much the gang rate. I know I probably should have rated them when I did Flurry and Clanky Woods and King Golems. It's all functionally identical, but we got Wispy Woods, the iconic, the classic intro boss. Look who it is. I think it gets to be an S tier because of how iconic it is, and just he's a good intro boss. They're the reason he keeps showing up. Then we have one of the more difficult versions of Wispy Woods called Iggy Woods, whose name is kind of cut off. But some reference obviously Yggdrasil. But yeah. As I said, just a more difficult version of Wispy Woods. It's still fun though. Just like Parallel Woods. And then we have Twinwoods, who only shows up in Kirby Superstar, Superstar Ultra, and Kirby Fighters 2. But it's just two Wispy Woods. Not as iconic as regular Wispy Woods, but, you know, there's a couple of unique attacks to them. And then there's Tropic Woods from Forgotten Land. There's also a pretty good fight. I like it. And then we have Void Soul, who is a less difficult version of Void, a more difficult version of Void Termina. Where did I put Void, actually? There it is. Okay, they're probably all going to go together. I think Void has better themes than Void Termina and Void Soul. So I think Void does get rated above it, but yeah. Then we have Wham Bam Rock. Notably, no Wham Bam Jewel. Just Wham Bam Rock. Also, I gotta say, very funny that this stage theme started playing right after we ranked all the Wispy Woods. But yeah, we got Wham Bam Rock, who is low-key Wham Bam Rock kind of inspired Master Hand, who's not here. But there are absolutely some shared attacks between the two, considering that there's a lot of giant hand action going on. Actually, no, I hate you. This is disappointing, but I hate you. But I mean, outside of this design being low-key kind of a little potentially offensive, they did redesign Wham Bam Rock in Kirby Superstar Ultra though. But yeah. But yeah, low-key kind of a potentially offensive boss design. I said better in a Superstar Ultra, but you know. Then we have this machine. I think it's called Yado Game. I don't actually know how it's pronounced. But it's basically just a giant like I guess mining mech, I guess? I don't know how to describe it beyond that. It doesn't have an official English name, I was just listing off the Japanese name. Basically just like digs through the arena chasing you down. It's kinda like the opposite of it's like the opposite of Heavy Mole actually. Eventually the front claws will break. It's kind of like this guy actually, except you never run out of ground. But, you know, it's definitely better than that because you can't fucking just follow, like, it's an auto scroller boss, but you're not following the boss. You are the auto scroller. It's also kind of like a 2D version of Fecto Fargo. Definitely better than this one though, that's for sure. And Yin Yarn, who low-key, Yin Yarn's boss fight is just a bunch of the other epic Yarn boss fights. Like, that's not a joke. Pretty sure Yin Yarn's boss fight is just like you fight a bunch of them. Like phase 1, you fight Fangora. Phases 2 and 4 is just kind of the current. Okay, no, sorry, the phases 5 and 6 are attacking directly. Which is a bit more interesting, but, you know. It's a bit more interesting, but yeah, it's, again, still an epic Yarn boss fight, which it's held back by that just because, you know, they're not that difficult on a casual playthrough. And then we have 0 and 02, who are pretty cool bosses. This one held up a little bit by, again, it being in Dreamland 3, but it's still pretty cool. I still like it. And 02, low-key, I love the design for 02, I like the boss fight's kind of boring, but I like 02, the lore and stuff about it. The boss fight's more interesting in Kirby Air Raiders, but in Kirby 64, it's definitely not that interesting. But it still squeaks by into 8 tier because it's 02. So pretty cool. But yeah. I feel like that was probably not a great list. To be honest, I feel like I didn't explain things very well at all, but it's also kind of difficult to rank just random bosses. It's kind of weird. But hey, that's that. Pause music, and that'll be it for us. That'll be it for this. Yeah, okay. Kirby bosses, yay! Okay. Okay. I said okay like fucking 4 times. I hate to stop. But yes. We did the list. Okay. Fucking damn it. I almost did it again. How many times have I said it in the past like fucking minute? I don't know. But that's it for this recording. This tier list. Yippee. Goodbye, YouTube.